I need liberals in California to leave me alone and to leave all of us alone. And what I mean by that specifically is the vast majority of water used in California, and yes, we are dealing with yet another historic drought, is not used by ordinary people like us. It's actually overwhelmingly used by the agriculture industry. Particularly, farms for almonds, which we then export to Asia. And it is making me furious every time I hear a goddamn lib, with the help of progressives, by the way, talk about how we need to take shorter showers, stop watering your roses, okay? Do the drought resistant landscaping, get off our balls, okay? No, I'm not gonna take a shorter shower. Let me give you the details here, okay?
Okay.
I'm so sick of this. Like, I can't take it anymore because it reminds me of like the plastic recycling BS, right?
Yep.
Which everyone fell for, everyone's like, so the plastics industry is like, oh man, people are onto us. Plastics are really, really bad for the environment. So let's do this like tricky pizzicky thing where we make Americans think they can recycle the plastic and they're actually helping the environment. It turns out it's all BS.
Can I just tell you real quick on that?
All BS.
And Anna's gonna give you the receipts on the water and you'll see why she's saying what she's saying. But on the plastics, I knew it all along.
Did you?
I did. And I remember thinking, I know this is BS, but fine, I'll put it in the recycling, okay?
Yeah.
Because it makes me feel a tiny bit better.
You know what? No, but it's not that it makes you feel a tiny bit better. It's because the BS that people fall for also makes way for all the busybodies, all the scolds who are like, they can't wait. Like their entire life is like sitting around waiting for someone to do something that they perceive as wrong, so they can be like, no, that's a plastic. You need to put it in that bin. Like, go away, go away. So here's the thing, okay? Yes, there is drought. There's a serious historic drought happening. I acknowledge that. But I'm so sick of anyone who wants to do anything about climate change or droughts or any extreme weather condition that's fueled by climate change. Stop focusing on individuals. Focus on the businesses that are making this problem even worse. So there have been multiple studies on water usage in California, okay? So this is directly from the New York Times. Half of California's annual water usage is considered environmental water, meaning it flows through protected rivers or supports wetlands in wildland preserves, according to Public Policy Institute of California. Now, here's where it gets good. The other 50% is for human use. Oh, human use. Okay, that must mean that half of the water in California is used by ordinary residents, right? Wrong. Okay, wrong.
Wrong.
40% for agriculture and just 10% for urban use. Just 10% for urban use. And these mother keep telling us about how, you need to take shorter showers. Water from your shower head should just sprinkle on you. It should just sprinkle on you, okay? So you still have like product and freaking conditioner in your hair and you're trying to get it out, but you can't because it's just sprinkling on you. It's just sprinkling on you, okay? No, off. I want to take a normal shower. Why don't you deal with the freaking agriculture industry, particularly the almond industry that like, did you know that the almond agriculture in California consumes more water than everyone in San Francisco and everyone in California combined?
In LA, you mean? San Francisco and LA.
And LA, yeah. Sorry, my bad. So, and by the way, they export the almonds.
They export them, they're gone. They're not even here. The almonds, gone.
In Asia, they're like, yo, we like those almonds, what up?
Yeah, so in Asia, they're like, no, keep sending the almonds. Make sure Anna doesn't take any showers though, okay?
No, I'm done with it.
Listen.
I'm done with it. You guys, I need progressives to be smart, okay? And understand that sometimes you're just taking what the libs, the corporate libs say at face value. Stop it, okay? Stop focusing on scolding individuals over that they have no control over. So okay, me just sucking down my Coke from a freaking dissolvable straw is not gonna save the planet.
Now you got me on your side. Okay.
You should have been on my side from the get-go.
No, I am.
I gave you the receipts. What the hell?
No, the receipts are there.
I'm so tired. Our lives are miserable enough. Can you guys please stop making it even more miserable? Okay. They want to take the showers away from us, Cenk. I'm done. I'm done. You're not taking my showers away from me. Here's
what you don't want to do: take showers away from me. Okay, you don't want that. No, seriously. So look, first of all, your shower, as you just learned, is 0.001% of the issue. So why don't they actually go after the lion's share of the issue?
Because we live under corporate rule. That's why.
Exactly.
That's why.
Right.
That's why.
So if for example, Gavin Newsom or any other Democrat and I say Democrats because Republicans say, oh, now take all the showers you want and make twice as much almonds. We'll run out of water, who cares? The rich will still have water and the rest of you will fight to the death, okay? But for Democrats, they pretend, right? So if Democrats were to say, hey, listen, here's my long-term plans for fighting climate change, and involves just getting to renewable energies, ending the fossil fuels, and here's my plans for how when we're in a drought, I'm going to also cut down on almond production, and agriculture is gonna have to chip in this way, and then ask us to chip in, okay, yeah, that makes sense, right? Saying, no, I'm not gonna touch the business interests because they fund my campaigns, and I'm gonna make you suffer like 10 times as much for a fraction of the results. And I'm not gonna do anything about climate change in the long run because I also get money from PG&E and fossil fuel companies, etc. And so I'm just gonna make you suffer more and then feel more guilty as if the drought's your fault. Then I'm with Anna, no deal. So
no, I'm not going to curb any of my behavior.
Yeah, why don't we curb the behavior of corporations that make 10, 20 times the impact that we do, all collectively combined? I mean, the almond industry in California is more than every person living in San Francisco and every person living in LA. What do you want to ask for? Why don't you just tweak them 1% and the problem will be way better solved? But no. God forbid anybody touch the money.
By the way, the other thing that they're doing is, now I think there's gonna be a lot more disagreement about what I'm about to say. Come at me, it's fine. The next thing they're doing is no more gas-fired appliances. No more gas-fired stoves, everything needs to be electric. Have you ever tried cooking on an electric stove? Garbage, just garbage. I like food that tastes good, I like to cook. Like they wanna take everything away from us. And look, this is why Republicans are actually pretty successful in their messaging, because these corporate Dems focus on the individual. Let's make everyone's lives a lot more difficult, a lot less enjoyable. Let's take away the things that they like about living, okay? And avoid doing anything about the corporate interests that pay us.
That's the most important part. Guys, look, you wanna have a conversation about cooking on gas versus electric, etc. I only start that conversation the minute you take away the billions in subsidies you give to oil companies every year. The number ranges from, and because they've lost track of how much we're taking taxpayer money and funneling it to oil companies that are the richest companies in the world. Right now, they're the most profitable. And the number ranges from 14 to over $100 billion that we give to fossil fuel companies, oil and gas companies every year, taxpayer money that we give to them in subsidies. No, until you touch that, I'm not having a goddamn conversation about showers or cooking with gas, or worst of all, the goddamn paper straws.
Yeah,
okay, I draw the line on paper straws. No way.
Look,
okay?
the straws are terrible. I could live with it, right? You don't have to drink through a straw. Like, it's not the end of the world. But like the shower, it's sacred to me.
Yeah,
right? No, because there's nothing better than a hot, high water pressure shower, right?
And it's like a solace for people.
Oh, it's like your escape. Yeah. It's like a special little escape. No one can get to you there. Maybe your husband, if you want a little bit of hanky-panky.
So stay away from the showers. Okay, but look, last thing is, this is the problem with corporate rule. It needs a loyal opposition like Democrats to pretend there's a democracy, and then to help corporations anyway. But the real extra kicker here is the Democrats then are the ones that look like they're inflicting misery upon the people So then it makes
Yes.
people go towards the Republicans
Yes.
that are even more in favor of corporate rule.
Totally.
So you see how that shell game is played? And that's why we're so furious at Democratic leadership and the Democratic establishment, because they're the ones who play those games. They're the ones who trick you. They're the ones who are part of the entire enterprise. It's good cop, bad cop. And they're supposed to be the good cops, so the Republicans are like, we're the bad cops, we push for corporations. But the good cops are, in a sense, bigger liars and worse cops. So we got to get rid of the system entirely. And the way you do that, of course, to get money out of politics. Otherwise, we're all working for almond farmers at the end. You know who wins? Big almond.
Yeah, no, totally.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.